Okay, I think we are live. Alright, so the race Spanish Grand Prix just ended, and I'd like to just give a couple, my experiences of using Formula One TV this weekend. It's first weekend of service. So I made a couple notes here, so I'll just go through the notes a little bit. Pretty much, Friday morning, woke up about an hour before practice 2. So I, logged into Formula One TV, and I saw that practice 1 was available for replay. So I watched the replay of practice 1. No problem, worked beautifully. Not an issue, no crazy buffering, nothing. It worked well, the replay of practice 1. Practice 2 starts. Same thing, working great. About 40 minutes into practice 2, that's when the buffering started, things started going down. So at that point, I went to driver cams. And I noticed that, the driver cams are working fairly well. So, the more popular drivers like Kimi and Lewis's cam were giving problems. So I stuck with Pierre Gasly, because that's one of the drivers I'm kind of rooting for this year, Pierre Gasly, and for Sauber, Charles Leclerc. And their cameras were working well until about 40 minutes into practice 2, and then everything just went down. So at that point, I just stuck totally to ESPN's coverage, which is kind of bulletproof at this point, because ESPN has had ESPN3, or Watch ESPN as they now call it, for many years now, and so they've ironed out the kinks in their service clearly, and Formula One TV is just starting up this week, and this is a brand new platform, so I kind of expected that. So let's go to Saturday. Saturday, same deal. Woke up about an hour before qualifying began, watched practice 3, same thing, no issues with the replay, worked great. Driver cams were working good, same thing as before. But then quali started, same thing again, working great. Quali 2 comes around, everything dies. Same like before. While the qualification was working, I had ESPN on one screen and the F1 TV Pro driver cam for Pierre Gasly on another screen. And yeah, it was working great up until Quali 2, and then everything just died. Today now, I woke up an hour before. They actually did have some pre-race coverage. There was the F1 Live, which is also available on YouTube, free, before the races. That was showing on F1 TV. Worked great. Until after the anthems, I started to get the buffering problems. So at that point, I was just like, alright, I'm just going to turn over to ESPN's coverage on my other monitor and monitor how F1 TV Pro was going. So at that point, I was like, alright, let me just, do my driver cam thing. So I was just hanging out on Pierre Gasly's camera while the car was being pushed onto the grid and everything. Like that, they were getting set up and everything. So the race started, the cameras went down a bit until after the, I don't want to spoil the race for anyone, but like after the opening incident of the race, your cameras came back up. So at that point, I went to Charles Leclerc's camera, and it was working around. That was around maybe lap 5 or 6, I would say. I went to Charles Leclerc camera. A lot of buffering problems, but around lap 13, Leclerc's camera was working great up until lap 38, and then that's when everything went down. And as you can see from this message here, they just pretty much kicked everybody off of the stream. And when I returned to the main page of Formula One TV, this is the message that was shown. So yeah, there was a lot of problems with the live streaming. So, but you can go and watch the race in replay if you want to, or so on and so forth, or watch it if you want to afterwards, because the race is done. So I think in like 40 minutes it might be up, because yesterday, about 40 minutes after qualification, I logged back in, and yeah, the replay was up, so I was able to, go through and watch the qualification. I'll get to how I watched the qualification, how I plan on using F1 TV Pro in a second. But with all these problems, Formula One, even before the race, sent out an email, and they were apologizing for the issues that they were having, and we're getting pretty much anyone who's signed up for it is getting about let me see the exact amount. For me, it works up to like $5 and some change, because they are giving you back some money. Yeah, here we go. Because of the problems you have been experiencing, we'll be refunding you the equivalent of 2 weeks of your subscription. So for me, that's like, what, $5? So I get back $5. Well, I mean, some people might be like, oh, they should just give it all for free. But no, I mean, this is pretty... I'm okay with this because Formula 1 before, are you kidding me? When Bernie was in charge, Bernie would have been charged them double. So it's kind of nice to see, you know, Formula 1 do this. And this kind of reminds me of... you know, new platforms launch. This reminds me of when Steam launched. If some of you are gamers like myself and maybe as old as I am, Half-Life 2 Day 1, when you had to authenticate your store-bought discs on a new service called Steam, did not work. Similar to, here's another game thing, World of Warcraft Day 1, did not work. So, you know, new services, sometimes they take a while to get up to speed. So I'm sure by Monaco it will improve. Hopefully, but personally, I'm gonna give it until Silverstone to see how the progress is. Maybe around then I'll do an update video. But honestly, my thoughts on this: should you buy it now, wait, or just forget about it? That depends. If you're the kind of fan who you don't mind. Okay, basically, if you're a fan who has ESPN. You have access to watch ESPN or Sky online or on TV. I say stick with that because right now F1 TV it's the same exact thing for us in the United States. If we turn on ESPN, it's the same exact thing. It's the Sky Sports broadcast, no post qualification coverage, no pre-quali coverage, no post practice or pre-practice coverage. It's just practice sessions video, qualification. Little bit of pre-race was shown today. No pre-race coverage. Well, I don't know if they're going to plan on having one because, as you can see, we didn't even get that far. So, if you're that kind of fan who just, you just want to watch the broadcast live, and if you have access to ESPN or Sky, I say stick with that because, yeah, it's going to be F1 TV is not really at a place where I could actually say I could actually recommend, someone who has access to other streams to actually go and buy it. Number two, if this is your only way to watch a race, I would have to say you're gonna have to wait until they get it up to speed or get it up to speed to watch it live, or you just shut yourself down for 2 hours, and then after the race, just come online and you can watch it. You watch replay. Replays work great. That's no problem. I've experienced no problem with any of the race replays. So I would say that if that's your only way, you're going to have to wait to the replays, unfortunately. But now, if you're a fan like me, and you have access to ESPN, and then you have F1 TV, I'm really just using F1 TV. I'm going to go back as soon as the race replay is up, and I'm going to watch the race at least twice from 2 different drivers' perspectives entirely all the way through. Now, I'm going to probably do that up until Monaco, because Monaco is not until May 24th, so I'll come back like every day, and I'll watch the race from a different driver's perspective, the entire race, because that's what I want to see. Because that's how I watch qualification. I watched Pierre Gasly's cam through his entire qualification. It was pretty cool to watch. I enjoyed it, and you hearing the team radio, it's kind of cool. I mean, for a fan like myself, that was really awesome. So, that's how I would say I would sum it up. So to sum that up, I'm going to end the stream soon because I can't see the chat because I don't have, I'm still figuring out this live stream. I'm probably going to figure a way to get maybe I'll just break out my laptop on the side because my desktop is running the stream right now. And I'll be able to check chat that way, but I haven't set that up right now. But yeah, so summing this up, F1 TV Pro, a lot of problems, new platforms, kind of expected. One silver lining I can say about that's different from ESPN coverage is that the practices are commercial free. So if you're like me, you get annoyed at the commercials when it's like you're watching practice or something. That's another reason. It depends on the kind of fan you are. But in summary, yeah, if you just want to watch the races live, you have access to ESPN or Sky, stick with that. Maybe wait next season to come to F1 TV Pro because it's not really built up yet. But if you're a fan like myself and you don't mind watching the races, or if you don't mind watching the races replayed, get F1 TV Pro. If that's your only way you can watch Formula One and you're a big fan, I say get it, because you could just wait till the replays come up and then watch it that way. That's, you know, a workaround until they get it up and running. But if you're a fan like me who has access to ESPN and also has F1 TV Pro, I'm gonna watch the driver cams every perspective. So yeah, that would be my recommendations. So yeah, so thanks you guys for watching. Also, the questions, ask any questions you wish in the comments. I'll answer them as best I can, like I did for the previous video, and it's been great talking to you guys about this stuff. So I'm guessing around, let's see, Monaco's on the 24th. I would say and Silverstone is July 6th, is that weekend for the British Grand Prix. So I would say maybe around the French Grand Prix I'll post an update how things are going, and then definitely after Silverstone or the Hungarian Grand Prix, I say end of July, I'll write a further update on how F1 TV's progressing, because as you can see right now, it's been a problem. It's you know, it's a new service, so it's kind of expected. It's unfortunate, but it's expected. You got to give them some time to get the kinks out. They probably were not expecting this many people to be, you know, jumping in at once. I don't understand why. I mean, it's what most people have been waiting for, but you know, things happen. Anyone who works in tech will tell you that it's not as it's not all cut and paste. So there's a lot of things you have to look into. So that's it, guys. Thanks for enjoying the stream. If you like it or have any questions, hit like or ask a question in the comments. I'll try and do an update video around the Paris Grand Prix, the French Grand Prix, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thanks for watching.